Welcome back to FF Jack Gaming, where today we're going to dive in a couple boxes, do some hauls, and then also do some comparisons between a few different companies. When I say a few, I say three. We're going to have Midtown Comics be one, we have treatgraphicscom being two, and then obviously Organic Price Books being number three. We're going to go through them and figure out what we end up liking about it. Also, if you like what we end up doing, hit that little subscribe button and hit that little bell to be notified about any of our future content. Over on the channel, we cover comic books, obviously, hauls, reviews of Amis, current stories that's going on, our weekly poll, and then what's coming out the next week. And then also with Magic the Gathering, we end up covering pack openings, stack techs, and stuff like that. With that said, let's get to the first one. Oh yeah, if you're curious, we have a few. Alright, so the first one we're going to compare is, or judge, is Midtown Comics. We've had these books, some of these books for a little bit. It'd be a perfect time to crack her open. Alright, so immediately, the box is a single wall box. I don't know if you can see that. Check that out. They had an invoice, so I stole that so I didn't have it. And it looks like it has some bubble wrap. It was pretty tightly in there, so it wasn't too bad. And then they also covered it with their bag that has the little names on it. Oh, they use recyclable paper for this. Awesome. Like it being nice to the environment. Alright. Plastic sleeve that kept everything in there. Oh, I remember this. We got a certificate of authenticity because this came with a handy dandy nameplate. Signed by the artist, the writer, and I don't know what the other guy is. 717 out of 1,000. Awesome. And this was, I guess, an online book. This is the Private Eye. The big reason I got it is because of Brian Cavon. And if I'm not mistaken, this was on sale for $10. So I couldn't pass it up because you got a nice hardcover. Which the hardcover has a cost of $49.99. And then you also still ended up getting the little nameplate for it, which was amazing. And just so we could go dash right through it, there's the cover, spine, and back. It has a little bit of damage, if you see right there. But other than that, damage and everything goes good. I guess the big joke is that if it has a little bit of damage, it's totally unreadable. Alright, so let's set that aside. So overall, I would give this probably about a 6. 6 out of 10 and everything with it. Because it still came with damage. The box is only a single wall box, which doesn't protect it too well and everything. It protects it, but not as well as it should be. The bubble wrap was a little bit loosely in there because I have a feeling that either it was damaged like that over at the shop or it was like that in the possibly with the shipping because it was a little bit loose. Alright, so Midtown got a 6 out of 10. Let's dive over to the next one. So this one has two different things in there. We got one that's really good shape for it. Nice and tight. And this is going to end up being treatgraphicscom. So we're going to pop that open. And then we have a second one. The second one doesn't look so good with it. And I'll show you why when we get to it. Alright, so we're back to a single wall box again. And then if we look on the inside, it's paper. So it's nice and tight, like we were hearing about it. And it's a whole bunch of paper. It's a whole bunch of paper balls that come out of it. So we gotta rip those guys out. And it's all packed around the book, which is good. It protects the book from everything. Well, from shock and stuff like that, which is awesome. Alright, now it's in a plastic bag, as you can see. This is to protect it even more from the elements and stuff like that. Comes with an invoice, which we don't need that. And this is the direct market cover of the X-Men Army. This is from Hickman. And honestly, I'm looking over it, and it looks like it's in great condition. So there's the front, the side, and the back. It's more of the Hickman route, so we tried to end up getting all the Hickmans, and we're trying to get as much of the direct market covers that we could. So that looked like a good. So with that shipment, 8 out of 10, because there was 2 different things I don't like about it. A, there was paper in there that was loosely, so that makes a whole entire mess. Granted, it's a step up from peanuts. I hate the little peanuts, where like bubble wrap is just an easier thing to be able to take apart. And then the box is single wall. In the single wall, I don't like it because it needs to be nicely protected, and that ends up coming over to the next point of it. This is also from treatgraphicscom. You can see that dent right there. I can legitimately take my finger and get inside the package and everything with it. There's one that's right there. One that's right there. And one that's right there. So the big problem thing is that if this was double walled and everything, we wouldn't have that many problems, and we probably wouldn't be able to put our finger through the hole itself. But we're going to give them a chance. We're going to keep on going through and see what's inside the box. So like I said, still a single wall box, and then they ended up having the paper. Granted, it was nicely tightly packed, and that was the good benefit of that. And that's also another good reason not to have bubble wrap. Alright. Invoice, we don't need that. Book 1. Looks like it's in good condition. And book 2. Alright. Looks like they got shipped through a good condition and stayed in that pristine condition that we wanted. This is War of the Realms, the Army. This is a direct market cover. So there's the front, side, Army spine, and back. This is a wrap up to Jason Aaron's run on Thor. So I kind of can't wait to end up reading this, but it's not going to happen for a while because I got to read the Jason Aaron Thor first. Nice, solid. and still in good condition. And then I believe this is volume 2. Yeah. This is Hickman's Fantastic Four. Still in good condition with the corners. There's the front, side, and back. Alright. So with that packaging, I still would give it an 8 out of 10 now thinking about it, because of the entire paper that ends up being over there. And it's kind of a mess that ends up making. Granted, it's an upgrade for the peanuts. If they had the peanuts and everything, I would be still giving them that lower rating with it. Also, I feel like the single wall box is kind of a downgrade. So we saved Organic Price Books, or OPB, last, because we know we're going to get a quality product. We know exactly what we're going to end up getting, and they're going to end up checking all the boxes. If not, I will be completely shocked. So we got OPB box right here, and you can see right off the get-go it's a 2-wall box, which is a nice upgrade. I see nothing that's on the box, but I've had it where it came over. Oh, there's a nice little dent right there. And if this was a single wall, that would have been going right through. But I've had a couple boxes where they're in a little bit rougher shape and everything, but there was nothing damaged and nothing to be able to get into the books like that last package was that we got from Cheap Graphics. So they're now patented. I should be saying their letter to the postmaster, and then also the thank you for buying it. Got a little creased, but that's okay. Invoice what's in the box, which we don't need. And if you couldn't see it before, there's the 2 walls that comes with that box. And then also they have the bubble wrap that's inside here. Oop. Now this thing's not moving. I'm even going to flip her over and have to take her out. And when I say they go the extra mile, is they have it protected with bubble wrap. Awesome. A little less mess. But on top of it, your book comes wrapped in bubble wrap as well. As you can see, I can throw this around like a little football and not have to be super worried about it. And we got Fantastic Four. Hickman Volume 1. This is a direct market cover. Corners in mint condition. So that means it's a readable copy. And this is Volume 1 because that's the front. There's the spine. And the back. So, obviously, with OPB and everything, or Organic Price Books, however you want to be calling them and everything, I would say a 10 out of 10. A, they have a double wall box. B, everything's bubble wrapped. And C, everything's covered with bubble wrap. So they have protections to make sure you get the best book that you can end up getting out of it. What do you think? What would you rank these as? Did you pick up anything neat that came out in the mail? I know some of these came out last month and everything, but we didn't pop them open because we were waiting to get a few things to be able to do this video. So, to review, we'll give Midtown Comics a 6 out of 10. Cheap graphic novels, we'll give them an 8 out of 10 for cheap graphic novels. And then OPB / Organic Price Books, we'll give them a 10 out of 10. Also, with it being a haul, we ended up getting Fantastic Four, Volume 1. Fantastic Four, Volume 2 from Hickman. War of the Realms, the direct market cover. Volume 1 of Fantastic Four was a direct market cover, and Volume 2 was just the regular market cover. X-Men by Hickman. It's not a volume, it's just a regular thing, but this is also direct market cover. And then Private Eye. So I would say, overall, it's a good old haul. What would you say? With that said, thank you for watching. And if you're liking the content that we're putting out, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to be notified about any of our future content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.